Here is Secretary of State Mike Pompeo today in Italy, finally admitting that he was on the phone call.
As for was I on the phone call, I was on the phone call. The phone call was in the context of, now I guess I've been the Secretary of State for coming on a year and a half. I know precisely what the American policy is with respect to Ukraine. It's been remarkably consistent, and we will continue to try to drive those set of outcomes.
All right, Bernie Sanders canceling all scheduled events until further notice as he recovers from a heart procedure. His campaign confirming he had 2 stents inserted for a blocked artery.
Yes, Dr. Mehmet Oz is a cardiac surgeon, and he spoke to Bernie Sanders about his health about a month ago, and he joins us now. Good morning, Dr. Oz.
Good morning to you.
So tell us what happened here.
So on the show, we talked about his general health, and he said he worked hard. He wasn't sleeping as much as he'd like to because he's on the campaign trail, but he felt pretty strong. We actually played basketball. He posted up very nicely down low. He was a big-time athlete as a young man.
Yeah. Conspiracy theories aren't a thing, except that everyone is against me. Donald Trump's presidential candidacy was born of a false conspiracy theory that Barack Obama, remember him, was born outside the United States and therefore could not legally serve as president. Trump, at the time, was a reality TV star with a political bug, but without any obvious in to appeal to the base of either party, so he seized on birtherism and wrote it to credibility with Republicans who wanted to believe the worst of Barack Obama, facts be damned. Now, since then, Trump has shown a willingness and a verve to embrace conspiracy theories kicking around the conservative fever swamps of the internet, not to mention getting in on the act and starting a few of his own. So here's a not totally complete list of the many conspiracy theories Donald Trump has advocated. Ted Cruz's father may have been connected to the JFK assassination. 3 to 5 million people voted illegally in the 2016 election. Barack Obama ordered a wiretap of Trump Tower during the election. Long time.
All right, Gabe Gutierrez in Dallas tonight. Gabe, thank you. Tonight, a defiant President Trump lashing out at House Democrats as they defended their impeachment inquiry and threatened to subpoena the White House. Peter Alexander on the intensifying battle, and we have to warn you, the president used some obscene language.
Tonight, a visibly angry President Trump unleashing on House Democrats.
It's a disgrace what's going on. They've been trying to impeach me from the day I got elected.
On Twitter with profanity, blasting do-nothing Democrats, wasting everyone's time and energy on BS. And taking new aim at the whistleblower whose complaint about the president's July call with Ukraine's leader triggered the impeachment inquiry.
I think a whistleblower should be protected if the whistleblower's legitimate. The whistleblower said terrible things about the call, but I then found out he was second-hand and third-hand. In other words, he didn't know what was on the call.
In the complaint, the whistleblower acknowledges, I was not a direct witness to most of the events described, but the Inspector General this week said the anonymous intelligence official did have direct knowledge of certain alleged conduct.
What the whistleblower has set out that is within our power to this date to confirm, we see confirmed in that call record.
And it's the president's recent tweet pressing to interview and learn everything about the whistleblower, sparking this response from top Democrat Adam Schiff.
This is a blatant effort to intimidate witnesses. It's an incitement to violence.
Those Democrats tonight threatening to subpoena the White House if they don't hand over key documents by Friday, and arguing that controversial Ukraine phone call alone is enough to move forward.
To my Republican colleagues that say, there's nothing to see here. If this conduct doesn't rise to the level of the concern the founders have, what conduct does?
Late today, President Trump seizing on a New York Times report that Schiff learned about the outlines of the whistleblower's concerns days before the complaint was filed.
I think it's a scandal that he knew before. I go a step further. I think he probably helped write it.
A spokesperson for Schiff firing back. At no point did the committee review or receive the complaint in advance. Later, standing beside the Finnish president, President Trump clashing with a reporter.
Look, Biden and his son are stone cold crooked, and you know it. Go ahead, ask a question.
But the question, sir, was what did you want President Zelensky to do about Vice President Biden and his son Hunter?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, it was just a follow-up of what I just asked you, sir.
talking to me? Well, I'm the only one here. So you must be talking to me. And you are lying! Now catch moose and squirrel, and next time use the CDI on them.
Did you hear
What
me?
did you want
Did you
him
hear
to
me?
Yes,
Ask
sir.
him a question.
I will, but
I've given you a long answer. Ask this gentleman a question. Don't be rude.
The president also unloading on Schiff for subpoenaing documents from Pompeo, who today acknowledged he was on the Ukraine call, and demanding other State Department officials testify.
We don't call him Shifty Schiff for nothing. He's a shifty, dishonest guy who, by the way, was critical of one of the great Secretary of States, graduated #1 in his class at West Point. You know, there's an expression, he couldn't carry his blank strap. I won't say it because they'll say it was so terrible to say. But that guy couldn't carry his blank strap. Do you understand that?
Tonight, top Democrats say they won't let their investigation drag on.
It's very sad. I don't see impeachment as a unifying thing for our country. I weighed those equities hard and long till I had the president's admission that he did what he did.
So far, no date has been set for the whistleblower to testify, but the intelligence community's independent watchdog will return to Capitol Hill to meet with lawmakers behind closed doors this Friday. Lester?
Peter Alexander, thank you. In Russia today, President Vladimir Putin spoke about his own conversations with President